And stream commenced. Very nice. All right. More coverage here from Bomb Squad. Welcome back, everybody, to the Bomb Squad Racing League Wednesday Night Truck Series for 2025. It is the Lady in Black tonight, Darlington, South Carolina. One of the original fan favorites, one of the original NASCAR tracks. Always the site of many a challenge, many a great race, and hey, many a long race too. 500 miles in real life for this place is an absolute haul, and tonight's going to be pretty long as well. We've got I believe what is it 129 laps on tap. This is going to be a bit of a lengthy one, but we're going to have a lot of fun with it, and so are all these drivers, and of course my returning, my God, returning co-commentator here, Zach Rogers, back up here once again.
Yes, sir, Andrew. It's the Lady in Black. Too tough to tame. It's Darlington Raceway, one of the oldest tracks on the NASCAR circuit. We got a pretty good small field here tonight. Should be fun.
Yep, small field, but a very competitive field. 10 drivers coming into this one. A lot of fast drivers here as well. Qualifying currently taking place. Guys setting lap times. Of course, we'll be bringing the Cup race tomorrow. Same time, same place. And then we'll be kind of slowing down the streams a little bit, but we'll of course be continuing the Tuesday coverage going forward, with the exception of April. I don't know what that was. Let me see.
Andrew's got everything prepared here. Everything to talk about is already pre-prepared in the most prepared way possible. So much so that he has to check again and again and again.
We are of the utmost preparedness over here on the Top Dragster channel. That's that is a given. And I say that with as the biggest lie I've ever told in my life. Hey, at the end of the day, as I said, we have fun with this. We've tried to keep the lights on, and hey, if everybody continues to enjoy them, then we'll keep doing these as much as we can. Although I don't know, Zach. I think after your coverage this past Monday night, uh, you might be taking over the role over on your channel. But no, seriously, man, you did a great job with that.
Yeah, thanks, Andrew. It's a ton of fun. Talladega is very easy to do. As I said on stream, uh, 11 years of offline league commentary prepares you quite well. Makes the transition to online quite easy. The only thing that really changes is how the tracks drive compared to how the AI would drive it. So, you can transfer over your play-by-play mannerisms pretty easily.
Yeah, it's I mean, I remember calling a lot of offline races, and of course, a lot of those are still up. If you wish to go back about 6-7 years into channel history, but I know I definitely have noticed a slight evolution of my commentary. I think at the time that's also because my brain would latch on to whatever drama would be going on in that particular group, or if it started to go down in the YouTube chat, which has happened a few times. The best thing to do in that case, and I have learned that the hard way, is to not really worry about that. But little old me did not know that at the time. Yeah, here we are now. We're bigger, we're better. We're not uh, quite as much. Man,
Are you
Zach, I
awake
swear,
tonight?
you. I don't know what planet I'm on, but it's something. But
Planet Nowhere.
Planet Dolan, probably. Oh Lord.
And we also had the first episode of the Who's That Driver podcast go up Monday evening, which you were so pleased to do a guest spot for. So we had a great time. I've got my episode 2 guest lined up. I'm not going to say who it is. You will have to wait and find out.
We'll definitely have to check that out for sure. And yeah, go subscribe to the Bulldog Speed YouTube channel. There it is in the chat there. Definitely go and show our boy Zach some love.
You want to hear something cringe?
Oh boy.
Charles Sanford used to hate it when I would do this at the beginning of every video. Well, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Bulldog Speed with another video. Yeah, Charles didn't like
that. Ugh. That's like the most... Oh, Lord. Yeah. Well, hey, you did say it was cringe. You weren't lying. And my frame rate's not very... My frame rate's not able to keep up, apparently.
Well, we were trying some new settings tonight, but okay.
It's my game that's not liking it, of all things. Like, bruh.
I think your laptop's the one that's not liking it.
Yeah. I think so. See, that's the advantage that you have. You've got the full rig. I am still a ways away from being able to afford that, especially if I'm spending money on going to a metal festival, which could still happen.
Stream died. I think it came back.
And I can't change the settings on the fly.
Yeah, I think that's why it died for a second.
Ah, crap. But yep,
back up now.
Let's see, if I close that... This is just something to see if this... Let's see, if I do this... Yep. That's very strange. So the moment that the video starts playing, or the moment that I'm on the live shot, my NR frame rate takes an absolute dump. Alright, lovely. But then the very moment that I go to the screensaver image, my frames triple. It's like, bruh.
Yeah, it might be a combination of the increased bitrate and the increased frames.
Yeah.
But
I think I can
still gonna have to roll with the punches tonight.
I think I can still fix this. Actually, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to... This won't end the stream, but it will temporarily stop it.
Yeah, I think if you click end streaming and not end broadcast, I think you can
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So everybody bear with me here. We're going green here in just a moment. All right, let's make sure that our connection returns here. First time I've ever had to do something like that. Come on, come back. You can do it. Did that really end it? That's not still alive.
Looks like it's back up to me. Your screensaver's moving.
Am I hearable?
I hear you right now.
Heard?
Drivers, to your cars.
Hello?
I hear you. I just want to make sure that I'm coming through the stream.
Hang on.
Sorry, everybody.
Yeah, you're on, brother. You're good.
Sweet. All right. So my playback's just not working. That's okay. That's irrelevant. Okay, perfect. All right. Get that back up. Get that back up. Get this back up.
Green is on the way. Get that picture. Oh, we never went through the starting lineup, did we?
No, we didn't, but that's okay. We can do it very quickly. I'm going to get to the live picture, and... Yep, frame rate's looking a whole lot better. Okay, so yep, that was the problem. Good to know. Magoo's not rolling.
Oh, now he's rolling.
There he goes, yep.
Alright, let's I'll hit that starting lineup for you here real quick, buddy.
Go for it.
On pole with the 30.177 is Kilojoules, with Mac Daddy to his outside. Pantelica and Nelly in row 2. Terry Scott, Silver Bullet, row 3. Monty Keller and Magoo, row 4. And running out the running order will be Brain Fade and Tyler Mallon. Tyler set a lap and then decided he didn't want to keep it, so he DQ'd and will start last.
We'll see what the number 18 can do here.
This is a fun track. You know, a lot of people will dog CTS physics for not having a lot of fall off, but this is one of the tracks where there is actually some decent fall off. You're going to get up to about a second and a half here pretty easily. And if you're not careful and you don't save at the beginning, it's a solid 2-second drop.
I mean, you're absolutely going to be getting, fall off at a track like this, no matter what you do. So these drivers are going to have to keep that in mind for 129 laps. Fuel window in the room of about 35 laps. So there's going to be a lot of pit stops involved, a lot of strategy involved. Green flag in the air, and the lady in black. Let's see who can tame this big beast of a racetrack.
Yeah, it's a minimum 3-stopper for sure.
Full field going through turns 1 and 2, getting single file down here before the hard breaking into 3 and 4. And yeah, I'm sure these guys are going to be a few tenths off of their qualifying times, just trying to keep these trucks under them and keep those tires at optimum grip for as long as they possibly can, as going in through 1 and 2. And with CTS, maybe not so much in the draft, but if you're pushing, you can absolutely go through those corners flat out on these new tires.
Yeah, you'll just end up scorching the right front doing that, and you won't fall off as fast as you would in Cup, but you will definitely hit that fall off quickly. I'd say race run here, optimal time for me last year when the Xfinity Series still ran CTS. Granted, it was 3X and the fuel run was about 21 laps. My run started with about a 30.5, 30.6 and ended around a 32.0, 32.1. KJ, Mac Daddy, they're in that realm right now. 30.6s, Pantelica 30.5, Nelly 30.4. You know, depending on where you are in the draft, will influence that lap time. As I think someone disappeared.
Oh, yep, that was Pantelica, and he's back. There was a little worry in there for a moment. Wasn't sure if he was going to reappear or not, and lo and behold, he has, and no harm, no foul. Going to keep that thing going. Everybody on back to Monty Keller up here in this line. Tyler Mallon, though, looking to maybe try to get up there. He just got by Brain Fade. Magoo rounding out the running order at the moment. No real major separation as of yet. Everybody's looking pretty calm and looking like these trucks are looking at least decently stable. Although we heard KJ in practice saying, yeah, these things are, at least for him, it was wicked loose. Especially, I'm sure, in on the exit of turn 2. If I remember correctly, that typically was the trouble spot as far as the truck wanting to step out. And I think that will especially play havoc into the Cup race tomorrow.
Now, in my experience, turn 4 is the trouble spot. Turn 4 is a slower corner than turn 2, so you typically get looser coming off of 4 than you would turn 2 because there's really no revs and, you know, whatever tire heat you've accumulated out of through 1 and 2, you know, can bite you through 3 and 4 because it's a slower end of the track.
Yeah.
But right now, you know, they're driving good. They're driving fine right now. But you know, either you're going to get really tight in 1 and 2, or you're going to get really loose coming out of 4. Is typically what happens to you here.
Silver Bullet thought about making the move there on Nelly for 4th. Opted out of that one. This track is narrow to the point that even going side by side can be dangerous.
Yeah, you don't really want to push the issue early. You know, if you're going to make a pass. Oh, geez, Mac Daddy running over KJ there in the 3. KJ kind of just saw that and sent it deeper and almost spun. You know, usually here, if someone gets a run and they want to go by, you usually just kind of let them go, which is what KJ is going to do here. But KJ is going to have to practically stop. Now Pantelica's in the wall.
Yeah, I saw the skid marks there, but keeps it straight. We'll keep it green. But, boy, it's That's first and third place. One of them voluntarily, one of them not so much, who's going to end up dropping back, but that will give the lead to Mac Daddy. That 28 machine looking for some redemption after last night at Hobo. Got the pole, had a fast car, and ended up spinning and crashing and was out fairly early on. So looking to get the W here tonight. Got Nelly, though, up here into second place, and Silver Bullet currently running P3. But a long way to go. Everyone's still minding their P's and Q's pretty well, getting pretty spread out. We'll just be keeping an eye on KJ here to see what kind of speed he may have and trying to come back up forward. Just saw Tyler Mallon and Brain Fade get by the 32. It looks like after whatever moment that he had, Pantelica maybe starting to struggle a little bit. Get off the wall. Yeah, that thing nearly spun out on him there as he was turning hard. Problem for Silver Bullet. Looks like maybe he just got wall glued. And just like that, 3rd to 8th for that number 4. It does not take much. As we've alluded, this is another track that all it will take is just one little error. And see you later as far as your chances of a decent result. But again, still early on, but with the small car count, the likelihood of cautions coming out at a frequent pace is definitely lesser. And with the CTS physics, that also helps these guys out. So, I honestly, I don't know if we're going to see that many yellows in this thing.
I wouldn't say that so soon. You know, all it takes is one yellow and this track turns into a bit of a short track and they just kind of start breeding on you.
Yeah, that's true. I'm sure we'll... you and I raced plenty of times at like tracks like Bristol, Martinsville. And yeah, it doesn't take much. So, but yeah, we'll see if that one comes around or how long these guys will be able to go here. Probably about a third of the way, a little more than a third of the way through this fuel run. Lap 13 of 129. Again, keep track of that down here at the bottom left. McDaddy, Nelly, Terry Scott now up into the top 3. Monty Keller. Tyler Mallon now working his way forward. He's up into the top 5 as well. And KJ also starting to come forward, just got by Brain Fade himself. So, starting to mount a charge here is that 029, but yeah, I don't know if maybe he gave up a little too much when he was letting those guys by. This is not exactly a track that lends itself too well to maintaining side-by-side racing for extended periods.
Yeah, this is very much a track where you're driving the track. You're not really racing the guys around you, so you will typically not see a lot of back and forth passing as you would at like a track such as Texas.
Speaking of Texas, I know that race will be in a few weeks' time, and that we got Trucks and Cup for that one, of course. And I know that even though JTN, whoa, just caught that in the corner of my eye there. Monty Keller just about had a major moment off of turn 4.
Telling you, it gets loose off of turn 4. It's not really turn 2, man. Like, it can get loose off of turn 2 if you get close to the wall and you're turning hard left to not hit the wall with the way the transition is there. But turn 4 is the bigger problem corner, in my opinion.
Yeah, it makes more sense with, like you said, the lower speeds. Goes to show the last time I ran here. Perhaps it's been a hot
in the
minute.
wall that time off of turn 4, trying not to get loose.
Hey, sometimes if you're going to turn, if you got to either turn hard and potentially spin the thing out, or just go ahead and smack the wall, well, oftentimes smacking the wall may be the safer option. As crazy as that sounds, but moderate damage, you can get away with that. Spinning out, see you later.
Oh, Silver Bullet's wall glued again. And this time he's going to spin around onto the apron.
Ooh, into the inside wall.
It'll stay green.
Yeah, he's well off the racing line, so it wouldn't surprise me if no caution there, and indeed not. Boy, Silver Bullet, he's very feast or famine with that number 4 truck.
Speaking of Texas, though.
Yeah, I was going to mention, with JTN needing to step away from doing that race, which is understandable. We were initially thinking about maybe me stepping into that role, but Texas honestly is probably one of my favorite tracks to run Cup Physics, at least as far as the game tracks go. I always have had a blast running the Danny Hardy Memorial races. So I talked to Magoo about it. We agreed that, yep, I'll just go ahead and run it. But Zach, knowing what you've got going on over on your end, that may have opened the door for you.
Yeah, so I did Mondays at Thunder, Talladega this week, solo. It was a great time. Had a ton of fun. Just freebie race to see if I could, the old internet would be able to handle it with some lowered bit rate and whatnot, and it went well. I literally set everything up, transition and scene wise, like the night of. It was actually not that hard to really do. So, yeah, the only thing I'm missing is GNL TV, but I don't mind the stationary ticker. I can just cycle through it or name off the who's in what number if somebody asks. So most people watching usually know who's in what number. So
Yeah, usually it's the guys in the league that are either watching live or will watch it back, so they kind of know what's up. But no, man, you did a fantastic job, and yeah, even though you didn't have anything for the overlay, I mean, yeah, those transitions were pretty cool. And again, just the quality of the stream itself was far superior. Which honestly, that's just a hardware thing. I can't really get on too much for that, but yeah, you did a fantastic job. You were getting into it, your commentary, both here and there. You do a great job with it, man. And
we have a caution.
ooh, we do. Ooh, interesting.
Oh man, it looks like it's old KJ.
Uh-oh. Boy, something ugly's happened here. Let's find out. Turns 3 and 4, like you said. Yep, that is the trouble spot. Was he trying to pit? It seems a little odd for him to be pitting this early. I'm just going back a little further to see if maybe something happened to him. Oh, he did get wall glued a couple laps ago in 1 and 2. Oh, he got pop-upped. Oh, he just said in chat there, he got pop-upped. And that's why he was on the apron.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looked like he was slowing down way too much to be like pitting. Like that wasn't that was too slow a rate of speed that you would want to go into pit road there. You would dive it off a lot harder into turn 3. So yeah, that makes sense.
And then he got rid of it. And on that
he
transition.
was lucky not to go a lap down there.
Yeah, actually that caution kind of saved him. But yeah, it looks like just transition caught him out as he was trying to get back up to speed. But yeah, that when you get a pop-up like that, that could have been 20 times worse. He could have gone up into the wall, but nope, he made the right move of just getting down to the bottom and just getting on the brakes and making sure to stay out of the way. But
Monty Keller's going to stay out to lead a lady lap. That'll be the 83rd lap he's led this season. That's the only time I'll be able to do that for him.
Good old Monty.
Because a good old point stand is over here. Speaking of points, as we got our drivers making our first pit stop here, Nelly comes in with a 13-point lead over KJ with 9 races to go. 8 races to go after tonight. Brain Fade and Terry Scott, 25 points each behind Nelly, with Silver Bullet 5th in the points, 45 points back. Of course, KJ had a amazing race last week, and had to shut her down a little earlier than he wanted, and then he kind of got lucky because Nelly did the old Nelly thing and looped it near the end, and poor Nelly, he didn't get a yellow, so not much gain for the old Nell. Nelly car. Truck.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Andrew. One thing that's long around here are the cautions.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, game track, so. Yeah, that's maybe under caution here for a little bit, although I wanted to say that they may have the EXE, that they may be able to shorten them.
Yeah, they should be able to do that. But yeah, I mean, good lord. I don't know what they were thinking when they made this game. I mean, they set pit speed and pace speed to the same 45 mile an hour.
Oh, yeah. And with how far down you have to turn, that's
They could
Black
have
Flag Central right there.
they could have at least set pace speed to like 55 or something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would have
The
been.
track's not that short.
No. It is set as a speedway, right?
Yeah, it's chassis too.
It is
Got
too.
enough
Okay.
banking for it. Enough banking. Yeah, they just set pace speed really slow, so a pace lap around here takes almost 2 minutes. This is equivalent to what a pace lap at Pocono is like. It's just forever.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they maybe force the one to go next time.
Well, they've definitely got the option on the table. I was going back through streams that JTN did for all the cup races in the past, and for my caution stats that no one cares about.
We love you for it.
But when I would skip from green to moment of yellow to the next restart, it's like a 5-minute stretch in the stream.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's more like 6 minutes, if not more. So yeah, the cautions here take a long time.
Gives us some time to chill out a little bit, I suppose.
Yeah, so music-wise, Pop Evil dropped their new album last Friday.
Mm,
So I checked that out. It was
okay.
it's pretty good. So Pop Evil, they've been around for a while. I like their stuff. They kind of got like a hard rock metal kind of thing going on. A little bit of new metal-y stuff, some rapping here and there. The first half of the album's really good, but then the second half was kind of just eh. Their last album was a lot more punchy throughout from start to finish. It was a lot more punchy on the last album. This one was kind of like they probably would, in my opinion, they were better off just doing an EP. Like they could have just taken the first 5 songs and done an EP,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it would have been a lot more well received. But I mean, there's still some decent tracks there in the second half. Just nothing that really like blew me away.
Yeah, Footsteps is honestly probably
KJ just said my truck gonna be torn to pieces. So yep. KJ knows a little Pop Evil. That song's from Onyx, which came out 2013. That was actually the first Pop Evil album I heard, and I loved it. I loved it because that was. I don't know if they've downtuned their guitars on an album that much since, but that album was like the heavier songs were very downtuney.
kind of that more new metal-y sound like you were talking about.
Oh, so they have a good balance, they have heavy moments, but then they also have like the ballad moments and some other moments. So like they're a very versatile band, which funnily enough, they have an album called Versatile. So
They're just calling themselves what they are, and that is pretty cool. I will admit, Footsteps really the only song that I'm super familiar from them.
oh, their
And
albums are
that's
worth listening to from start to finish. A lot of the older ones. This recent one was just not as great as the previous works. Going back green.
Keep that in mind then. Coming to lap 27 of 129, it's Mac Daddy, Nelly, and Terry Scott up here in the top 3. And we are back underway here at the Lady in Black, South Carolina. A little loose there for Nelly, but able to catch it. Single fire restart, of course.
So I think I saw Tyler Mallon and KJ pit there coming to the 1 to go. So that should put them securely in a 2-stop position. Some of these other guys, they might be a little close if it goes green from here.
That actually Could prove to be pretty interesting. I'm sure that KJ just did it out of the fact that he caused the caution, so therefore he's getting his EOL. But yeah, Tyler, that wouldn't surprise me if that was the move that he had in mind, just top it off, trying to get this thing on those 2 stops without much of a concern.
Well,
We'll see
so
if we do go green.
the funny thing about Tyler is he's the best at saving the right rear because of his throttle management skills. But what's funny is you would think that he would save more gas doing that, but he actually typically burns the most gas out of anybody.
Interesting.
So I understand him wanting to top it on off down there.
AJ just got by in there for 8th. Magoo just kind of doing his thing right now, and those two pretty close together on the racetrack. Of course, Tyler looks like the only Toyota out there. Actually, nope, I was wrong. Nope, he's just running the old Toyota.
Yeah, Brain Fade,
Terry.
and Terry, they've got the new ones. It's nice that people still make updated templates for a mod such as this.
Yeah, this mod came out pretty much right around when the game did.
Yeah, right after is when Project Wildfire, they came out with GNS, CTS, and then the Trans Am mod.
And yep, you're seeing some of the new Chevrolets out there. If there is one lone manufacturer out there, it's Keith McLean's Ford. I was just looking, and nope, there is not a single other Ford out there. So Keith representing that blue oval.
Tyler doesn't typically like using newer templates for a mod. He always usually just will use whatever template came with the mod at the time of release. He's like that too with the Gen 6 BR mod. He just uses the 2013 Camry template. He doesn't use the 2015 one or the 16 one or any of the other ones. He's like, if it came with the mod, then it was made for the way the mod was designed. So he doesn't like using templates that go on different bodies than like the original manufacturer body, because otherwise it would look goofy. The Camaro, I think, is like that, and the Dodge Dart is the same way. The Dodge Dart template you import on the Ford. So then if you were to go into cockpit, it would show a Ford emblem even though you're driving a Dart.
If there is one thing that I know about Tyler, despite probably being, I think, one of the youngest guys that races here, he is quite old school in, like you said, just the original templates. He loves running the original tracks. He loves the flat tracks. He is very, very much like ingrained in just like, hey, if the original's the best, and that's what he's able to run the best on too.
He might be in his early 20s, but he's got the mentality of somebody in their 90s. He's just a cranky old man on his porch yelling at the kids to get off my lawn.
There is one thing that I remember. The first place that I ever raced him was R&R. If anybody out there has heard of that league, you're a legend. But that was the first place I raced with him, and all I just remember was his catchphrase, and the way he said it was always just, idiot.
Idiot.
And, oh, Terry! Every time I get into a story, something happens.
That's like our own type of commentator's curse. We just stop talking about the action, and then someone's like, "Hey, do I need to crash?"
I was gonna say, it's like,
to crash.
Are y'all not paying attention to us? Well, here, watch this. Terry just about had that moment, lost the spot to Brain Fade. Brain Fade now appearing in the top 3. It's pretty cool to see that 49 doing well. But man, this feels like the Coke 600 equivalent of a race. For an NR race, this is fairly lengthy.
I mean, yeah. Well, so Darlington game track, the default event laps are 367 because that's what they run for the Southern 500. So even at 35%, 129 laps, that's a long race here.
Yeah.
Just think, they used to run at Bomb Squad, a few years ago, they used to always run 40% length races. That would be 147 laps. So those Bomb Squads streams from Cup of JTN back then, when they were that long, those streams were 2 hours easy peasy. Because you could have only like 3 or 4 yellows and like boom, 2 hour stream.
Yeah.
Because it's just a long race. That's another reason why it's too tough to tame. It's a long
Caution.
race. Another
Caution.
caution. This time
Oh,
for Silver Bullet and Magoo.
3
Also
and
down
4.
3 and 4. Oh,
Ooh,
well, it
brother.
wasn't a pop-up this time, but that yellow bumper of the Wrangler 029. Oh, nope, never mind. I spoke too soon, KJ. Sorry, KJ. Silver Bullet just got loose. Then he got run over.
Oh. Yeah, trying to catch it. And yeah, with the banking and the groove being that narrow, that's not a lot of room for KJ. And Tyler also got a shot in there on the 4, so don't think that will be too severe on the damage front. Again, moderate damage tonight. Quite different from the realistic that we saw on Tuesday nights. So
Reminds
yeah, you
me,
can get away with a little more of that.
I never sent you the EXE updates that Tyler did that allow you to see the inputs in the cockpit. I need to remember to send you that tonight, tomorrow, if we do onboard shots, because it looks like, from the inside of Silver Bullet's truck, it looks like he barely turned in for the corner and it just started to step out, and he sensed it, and he instantly started to counter steer to the right to lock it up, and KJ just had nowhere to go. Sorry, KJ. KJ says in the
Every
chat,
caution isn't him.
every caution isn't me. What the hell? Sorry,
I
I was
mean,
rewinding. I was rewinding it, and at the rate that I was rewinding it, it looked like you just ran over Silver Bullet. But then when I played it, I noticed that he just got loose.
he's just gonna beat these guys off of pit road here, and then Nelly, and ooh, KJ will be third.
Power of that first pit stall.
Yeah, that first pit stall does gain him like 4 spots. Terry Scott will be P4, just out
I
of the
will
18.
say that is one thing I love about the game tracks is the first stall is king with under caution pit stops, because
Right there.
you are right there. It's lined up and you're clear. A lot of the newer tracks, they clear you at the yellow line, and that first pit stall don't mean really anything.
Yeah, not quite as much, and yeah, you're not quite in as much of a Keith is good at that.
Good at what? Reckon? I'm assuming he means reckon.
You both certainly.
Usually it's in the second half of the race, though.
If it's a lot of cautions, then knowing Keith's knowing his ability to have a few beers during cautions, yeah, that can get a little ugly toward the end.
So Brain Fade stayed out a lap to get his lady lap, leading
Magoo got that one.
his 38th lap of the season. And yeah, Magoo just stayed out to get his 45th lap led of the season.
Let's see into oh, that's what he meant.
You notice how he had to add the pit road part?
I mean, I will admit, when I said it out loud, in my head, I went, whoa.
Well, you know who likes to say he beat him off pit road a lot? Clint Boyer. Every time. He says he does it every single week. He's like, oh, he beat him off. Like, Clint, come on.
Well, just watch the Homestead broadcast. That clip that you sent me.
Oh, yeah. So he said, let me see if I can reenact it. He's like, oh, he gets the right rear right up on the outside wall. He's just trying to touch it, trying to kiss it. you know, but you don't want to get in it because, you know, if you get the right front end and it goes, it's like, okay, Clint.
Clinton has to know. Come
He
on.
knows. He
He
knows.
knows. There's no way that he's totally missing that.
All
All
the
that
5
5
hour
hour.
he used to drink. Yeah, Clint boy, 5 hour energy.
Oh, yeah, that was safe. I
Oh,
almost
man.
forgot about that.
You sure it's not the Jack Daniels, too? He might be mixing them.
Oh, Lord, that sounds like...
Oh, boy. Jack
That,
Daniels and 5 hour energy? That sounds like a nightmare
that
waiting to
wouldn't...
happen.
I would die. Like, I legitimately think that it would kill me.
Oh, by the way, I definitely sobered up before we went live, but I did have some tequila when I got home today.
Okay.
Just throwing it out there.
You ain't on KJ from Bristol levels, so you're
No,
safe.
no, definitely not. I literally had 2 shots and then ate something, and I didn't even feel it.
The big difference is when you got food in you. That's...
Yeah, if you eat something and then you drink, like, you need to drink even more to start feeling it.
Yeah.
All right, well, so Mac Daddy gonna restart as the leader. Nelly's second. KJ up to third. Tyler will restart in 7th.
See what kind of speed
Goo.
that 18 is going to have here. I know he's just playing a conservative right now. That's Tyler's MO.
So
Yeah,
Brain Fade gives up a top 3 spot to stay out and get the lady lap. So he'll restart 8th, but still plenty of racing to go. So let's see, we're restarting lap 43. It's still a 2-stopper for sure.
yeah. Still a long way to go here. But Mac Daddy, after he beat him off of pit road, is going to be restarting up in the front here. I did
That
indeed
pause
mean to
was
do that.
intentional. Yeah, that was clear as day. You don't do that a lot, but you meant to do it there.
With these bomb squad streams, knowing that these guys are going to be watching them back later, I think we let loose a little bit more with these. Ooh, KJ,
Let
you gonna let
loose.
loose?
Yeah, you let loose, all right, Andrew.
That is my definition of letting loose on a broadcast that I am getting paid to do. Got to restrain it a little bit. Trust me, if I went full unfiltered, this would not end well.
Man, I almost feel like I need to like.
Whoa!
Okay, KJ. Holy cow, that looked scary.
That
You make
thing was
me,
almost gone.
Andrew. You make me want to like sit down at the computer one night when we're not broadcasting, drink some tequila, and just think of the most like tongue-in-cheek PG stuff I could say on air, and then just refer to it in the right moment.
If there was ever a moment that you and I were to properly let loose, it would be like you having a few shots of tequila and then we hop into a game of Cards Against Humanity.
Whoa, stop talking about letting loose. Making me uncomfortable.
Oh, good lord. Didn't I make you uncomfortable enough at Talladega?
Tell you who's letting it all hang out right now is the 28 of Mac Daddy. Been up front most of the night.
Nicely done. Very nicely done indeed.
You know, that truck, you know, the pistons, they're really lubricated well right now.
Are you sure you're not drunk?
No?
This is how I repay him, ladies and gentlemen. This is how I repay him by...
Pay me? When are you going to pay me? Once ain't enough.
I'll find a way.
I am not asking you to do it right now, that's for sure. We got good racing going on here. Tyler to the inside of Pantelica.
Yeah, I think a 32 just had a moment there. Monty was able to get by him. Tyler's looking to do the same thing and will do so. 32 he's pretty fast, but yeah, he's had a few moments and just about had another one there. These guys are awfully bunched up, and that is always marginal going into turn 3. where you got to get on the brakes a little bit. Maybe you can get away with just letting off, but yeah, with nose to tail going into a corner like that, that is a recipe for some clenching moments, if you know what I mean. I think everybody that's ever raced knows what I mean when I say you clench up a little bit.
Yeah. You clenching, all right.
Brain fade is hounding the back of that 32. But so far, so good. Checking back up front. KJ, second place right now ahead of Nelly. And Nelly backing off there a little bit. Trying to also save those tires. But so far, it's been that 28 pretty much ever since the 029 let him have the lead. He has not let it go, as we are at lap 50 of 129. Still, like I said, 2 stops and a lot of racing.
Brain fade just got by Pantelica for 7th. Now Silver Bullet looking to the inside of the 32 and the 3. Magoo had a little bit of a moment off a turn 4 the previous lap, but didn't really lose anything. Gathered it up.
Then he's going to come to Silver Bullet there. He's going to also get by the 32. Yeah, Barry looks like he may be starting to struggle there a little bit. Which is one of my favorite paint schemes out there for, well, obvious reasons. To those who know me and Zach's music preference. So everybody up here in the top 5, sticking awfully close together. From Mac Daddy all the way back to Monty Keller. Caution back out again? Yes, it is. And I don't know why. Maybe it was Magoo. Let's find out.
Might have been.
Oh, Silver Bullet.
Oh, yeah, the 4's gone.
And very similar circumstances to what sent him around the first time, just a little further into the corner. Lost it, spun it into the outside wall, and out of the race. Turns 3 and 4, like I said, that's the trouble spot, and I think that will prove to be the same case for tomorrow.
Yeah, it looks like he was just maybe set up a little too loose on entry. And he was just getting in a little hot on entry. That was spinning him out. Terry Scott going to stay out for his lady lap this time. That'll be the 50th lap led for Terry this season.
Big 5-0. Now let's see, these guys are pitting lap 52, coming to 53. So that's 77 to go, if my math serves me correctly. That's that seems like a pretty long way for a one-stopper.
Yeah, you're not one-stopping from here. There's too much draft at this track.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to manage.
It's about a full run, another full run, and then you throw like a splash, maybe half a can in it, no tires, and you go and you haul mail for the last 3 laps. Probably a splash.
I think 2 tires, fuel only, if it came to that.
I wouldn't even take tires. You're only going back out there for like 2-3 laps, depending when you pit. Unless you pit early, like if you cut the second run in half, pit take 4, and the 1 can maybe raise the track bar. That'd be a good idea.
See what kind of time you can make up. That way you can really push pretty much as hard as you want, and won't have to worry about it too much. But we'll see if we get to that point. Of course, still opportunity if we do get another yellow flag. These guys probably, if they do want to get into the realm of getting to a guaranteed one stop, it'd probably have to go probably about another 5 to 10, probably around closer to 5. And then they would be pretty well good to go on that one more stop, which would probably, if you split the difference, would be in the realm of probably lap 94-ish, probably. And no, that is not lag that you guys are seeing and have been seeing throughout the stream. This track is just that bumpy. They were bumming throughout the entire track. That's just the game track for you, and this old surface. And I think they did a pretty good job of replicating that.
Those are the trucks going through the corners.
I thought you were trying to start your drumming career.
That's not even drumming. That's just me moving my armrest back and forth because my chair's got like loose plastic armrests, so they just kind of wiggle about if you move them around.
Sounds like you need a new chair.
This is a new chair. I've had this chair for a year. I cheaped out on the armrest side because I had a chair that didn't have lumbar support and the armrests were cushion armrests and you could fold them up and down and they were great. And then I got this chair that had lumbar support, but they cheaped out on the armrests and it's the same brand. And this chair was more money.
Well, let's see. Which aspect made it more worth it?
The lumbar support's actually been really nice because if I lean back, I have the support on my lower back, and I have the cushion for my neck. So I actually don't mind the armrest being deeper. I missed them at first. I had to get used to the lumbar support, but I don't miss them anymore.
Once you go lumbar, you never go back.
Yep.
An interesting strategy call here from the 029 and the 18. Actually, did the 18 just drive through? I swear he just drove through.
No, he stopped. His stall's way at the back.
He did. Okay. Must have caught him like just at that moment. So, wonder if Tyler may be considering that one stop here.
So 55 right now. So they're coming to 56. It'll be 74 to go. So if he saves a little both runs, he could stretch it 37 both ends. It's going to be close with CTS, though, because you're typically on the throttle more.
Yeah. You're going to have to lift off a lot more in 1 and 2, which is a big momentum corner. So, don't know. You don't want to lose the draft too much. And I said draft at Darlington. These things definitely cut enough of a hole in the air that it will absolutely make a difference on your lap time.
Yeah, I'm not so sure he'll be able to one-stop this because even in cup physics, you can only go about 34 laps. So, well, I don't know.
If this goes green, we'll certainly find out. Mac Daddy continuing his domination here tonight, but still got to try to fend off Nelly, who has been looking pretty sporty himself in that 103, and I know that he's wanting to extend that point lead on that 029. Once again, still getting a little squirrely in 1 and 2. We've seen that from him already. Keeping it under him. Oh, and then into the wall there. That was probably not quite on the card, but Monty Keller up to 3rd. Brain Fade 4th. Barry Scott now up into 5th.
Don't count out KJ. KJ's been a bit buried since the pop-up issue, but he's bad fast at this track.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think that he is now also on the same strategy as the 18. I saw him come back down pit road there as well. So those are going to be the two guys, if this goes green, to keep an eye on as far as how they drive and
Tyler
how
Malin's
much fuel they're
clutching.
able to save, and he's already clutching. So I think that pretty much tells you what we needed to know, and that is absolutely he's gunning for that one stopper. But man, did you really feel comfortable enough clutching in the corners at especially 3 and 4? Because and Zach, you might be able to attest to this, but it often happens to me, especially on still new tires, that when you throw the clutch in and then you let go of it,
Yeah, it just got
the
a
rear
little loose
tires
on
just dump
him.
the power.
It just got a little loose on him in the 3 that time. I'm watching from the onboard at KJ, and it definitely got light on him when he turned into 3. It either gets really light or it really tightens up, depending, how fast you're going into the corner when you engage the clutch.
I have lost races doing that, not by not saving enough, but by spinning myself out. But as a result of clutching, that was a shot in the wall for Monty Keller. That was actually a pretty good lick. But Brain Fade gonna stick with him to not make the move. Coming up on the halfway point. Yeah, sticking with him.
Sticking him.
Better than licking him, I guess.
Whoa! Licking him where?
Monty does not want to lick the wall again. I think that is the number one priority for all these drivers. No licking the wall. That's gross.
I don't know why you would want to. There's a lot of dirt and paint and scrap metal up there. Doesn't sound like it tastes very good.
Pretty sure it was against his will, but
now if you said
Monty
there were
did it.
Skittles up there and they were clean, then I mean, I kind of want to taste the rainbow.
Well, Nelly just did.
Oh man!
I guess he heard you mention about the Skittles, and he was like, "Ooh, are there?" I think he just found out that there's not. There's nothing all that tasty about that wall. Yeah, sorry to disappoint you, Zach.
Man. If Tyler was running a Kyle Busch paint scheme, maybe we could get some M&Ms up there.
Yeah. I don't think battery acid's all that tasty either. Whoa. Pantelica. That truck has been a little unstable and just lost a spot there to Magoo. If Magoo keeps it off the wall, that was a little close for comfort, but so far so good. Top 4 still under a blanket here. And no one's eating them Skittles off the wall. Or the M&Ms.
You know what we don't have out there that I'm missing? Ram. Ain't got any Rams out there.
Yeah.
We haven't really seen any Dodges in Cup either, aside from Brain Fade running his Dart. If you have when Furco and DJ Champ race, they run the Charger on the Cup
those
cars.
things are sick.
And they got some badass paints for those babies.
Hobo's the place that you want to go for Dodges. You got a lot of guys running those.
I've been running Chevy a lot the last few years, and I've kind of just stuck with it. But I kind of want to go back and start running a Dodge again, because that was my heyday, was the number 6 in Dodge.
Was that a Dodge that you ran in IBOS? I'm trying to remember, right?
Oh no, that was a Chevy. But
that was a Chevy.
After I started running Dodge with that number,
gotcha.
And that's when I had some nice schemes with the Challenger template on Men's Cup 19. Those are my goated schemes back in the day. But I'm actually number shopping. I'm thinking of doing something different starting after this year.
I mean, I like to always think you want your number to at least represent something about you or have some sort of significance. I say that, and yet 47 is my number, and its significance to me is non-existent outside of this.
The significance to you is, hey, it's an easy font to paint with, which might seem silly at times, right? Because I won't lie, the only reason I started running the 6 is because, hey, that font looks really cool. I want to run that. And that's literally why I started running the 6. So yeah, I'm trying to find a number that has a little more meaning to me. And unfortunately, I like Casey Kane, but everybody already runs the 9. I like the 19, but a lot of people already run the 19 too. So
Yeah.
I'm looking for something unique, and I've got a few ideas. So we'll see.
Oh, we'll see how that turns out. I mean, I just signed up in a league that a lot of the offline guys that I've been with, and some guys that are from AG side of things. I found out that they run in a league, and so I just signed up for that. But the problem was both the 47 and the 86 were already taken. So
Wow.
I was like, oh boy, I've got to dig to the archives now, and opted for the 31 because I ran 31 a good chunk, a good while. Just because, again, I like the Childress font. I've always, for some reason, just loved the 31, whether it was Jeff Burton driving it or Newman driving it.
You know what's funny is a lot of drivers, like in our era growing up, they became famous because of one number. Like Jeff Gordon, 24.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Johnson, 48. Kyle Busch, mostly 18.
Mm-hmm.
But then you had guys, like Harvick, 29 and the 4. Ran them both long enough. Tony Stewart, the 20 and the 14, ran them both long enough. Did you know that back in the day, Bobby Allison almost switched numbers like every year? There were even years where he'd run multiple numbers like throughout the season. I've been messing around looking at old stats and stuff, and man, Bobby Allison, he drove the 12, the 15, the 16, the 2, the 22, the 88. Like, he ran all kinds of numbers, and he had success with all of them.
I feel like the
So
22 is probably his most recognizable.
yeah, well, that's the one he won the title with. So
Yeah, exactly.
but he did have a ton of wins and success with all of those other numbers too.
Was it also the 22 that he won the Daytona 500 by beating Davey?
I don't remember. But yeah, I mean, so I literally just realized this week, like, I guess I'm kind of just Bobby Allison.
Is whatever number you want. I mean, that was me for a long time until I finally settled on the 2 that I've got.
Because, when you look at a lot of the guys here, like a lot of these guys, they've been running these numbers for years. Like Mac Daddy's been the 28 for years.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Mallon's been the 18 for years. And sure, Tyler's got a few others. Like he used to run 47 and he's run the 43 a little bit. But like Ricky J, he's been the 93 or the 193 the whole time. I think I've been in the game with him. And I don't think I've really seen him run another number if it wasn't one of those 2 numbers.
I was just about to mention Monty Keller and the fact that I've never seen him run anything other than the 028. He just about had a big moment there in 3 and 4. Thankfully, they all gather it up. That will put Brain Fade into 3rd, but those guys almost had a coming together moment there, and that could have been pretty nasty, especially with Terry Scott also in the fray there. He would not have had many places to go, so glad these guys were able to keep it straight there, but yeah, now we're starting to see the guys of, all right, who's got the right long run piece, and lap times falling off, about a second off now. And checking on back here, Tyler and KJ both still just kind of running their pace, 6th and 7th. Not really that much slower. Actually, if anything, now they're maybe picking up the pace just a little bit, but relatively they're on pace, at least with the top 2.
But yeah, so just to finalize, I'd say obviously the 6 is my biggest and most well-known identity, but I've also had great success running the 9, the 5, the 19, a little bit with some other numbers. I like the 97 because of Kurt Busch. I like the 24 because I was a bit of a Gordon fan growing up, but everybody runs the 24, so I got my one season of dominance with the 24 last summer, and that was good enough for me.
think it was IBOS Season 7 was the first place that I ever really raced you. And, yep, there was always the 6. And I remember, it was Phoenix when, I think you and KJ were doing battle a good bit. I was battling Patrick Schaefer, and then at Watkins Glen later on in the season, I almost took you out from the lead.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
I remember the
I just
most weird
remember
things.
I just remember being a total goober when we came to finish the race on their caution, and I like wrecked myself across the finish line because I was so happy.
I think I somehow got third. And I really wasn't that good at that time.
KJ
Road courses were still the strength, though.
KJ got second in that race. I remember that much because I had to hold them off.
Matt Stern popped in chat, just said not everyone, probably referring to the numbers thing. I mean, yeah, everybody, they've got their number that they stick with, they got their scheme that they stick with, or sometimes, yep, that's just, all right, what am I feeling this time around? And different leagues will be different places, so hey, that's the joy of this sim. You can pretty much do whatever you want, but I do like the idea of just kind of sticking to an identity, because then it's kind of synonymous with you and no one else. You know what I mean? So I like that aspect of it. That's usually where that's usually kind of where I stand on that. Oh, you meant about the 24 thing. Oh, gotcha.
New money loose again off the corner in front of Terry. Gonna let Terry go by for fourth. Field's kind of spread out. You know, I've been talking about numbers and identities and stuff. Mac Daddy's pulled away to about a 1.1 second lead over Nelly and Brain Fade.
Brain's actually closing on the 103 here as we are within 40 to go, or no, excuse me, 50 to go.
Mac Daddy's right now 0.3 of a second faster than Nelly the last 2 laps. Brain Fade's matching that pace. Meanwhile, behind them, Tyler and KJ, they're starting to fly around this racetrack, man. They've saved their stuff a good bit. Tyler is still clutching.
Still clutching and still making lap time. Oh, if he doesn't get loose in the process, we drawing side by side.
KJ go here.
Yeah, I heard him blip the throttle there. Matt, you should have stuck with that original number, man. That would have been hilarious. I dare you to run that for one race. Just one.
You know what's funny? When you talk about the numbers, I was actually so curious about. I was curious if, like, who has won with the who has won races in NASCAR with the most numbers? Like, how many different numbers has somebody won with? I feel like it's Bobby Allison.
After what you told me, it wouldn't surprise me. Like, KJ's flying.
Back then, in like the late, like in the 60s and 70s, like they wouldn't always run their cars. Like a lot of times they'd help other guys out and run their cars. So a lot of guys would have like one win with a number and one win with that number, or a few wins with that number. But like once they got into the 80s, you know, 80s, 90s, they started sticking with teams more, you know, because that's when the modern team thing kind of started, was in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
So people don't really jump around a lot as they used to if they're that good.
There was open speedway, and it was a penthouse scheme. Oh, that explains it.
I mean, I think I've won races on this sim with like almost 20 different numbers. But as I said, the ones that I've had a lot more success with, that I stuck with, are like the 6, the 5, the 2, the 9, 19. Those are like my mainstays.
Sometimes I often forget that I also had a lot of success driving the 83.
Yeah, I remember.
That was I think that was actually a number I drove in IBOS at that time, and then it went over to IRC, and IRC I got what I would consider to be my first like super big league win. Pocono, but that was just luck.
Not
honestly.
to change the topic, but KJ's hauling the mail, and he's about to make a move on brain fade here, as Nelly's going to go to pit road.
Nelly pitting here. That is with 40.
44 to go.
Yeah, 44 to go. So he is definitely committed to stopping it. He will need to come back down again. Joven, Muffin Man, is in the chat. And yeah, you're right with KJ. He is moving. Not nearly as much as Tyler, but I think it's because Tyler's still trying to save a little bit. If he gets that thing, as KJ is also on the clutch, I think. Couldn't quite tell, but it looked like the car kind of sunk down there a little bit. But if either KJ or Tyler are able to get this thing to about lap 95 before they have to pit, I think that could be very doable as far as making it to the end.
That's going to be a tall task.
But yeah, you got to get to that point first.
Yeah, Mac Daddy hasn't made a move yet. I think Nelly pit a little early because he had kind of maybe burned the right front a little bit compared to some of these other guys. He was starting to go backwards, so he pit, early to try and get ahead a little.
Get that undercut. Yeah, the undercut's going to be huge. At this rate, yeah, he'll probably take the lead once everybody pits. We'll see if Mac Daddy brings it down
Pantelica's pitting here. So that puts Pantelica at 42 to go.
So he'll have to pit again.
I mean, it's definitely, if you're by yourself around here, I think it's definitely 33 laps max on gas, maybe 34. Tyler catching up to brain fade now. Brain fade, Mac Daddy, Terry, I think are all pitting here. Mac Daddy almost in the wall.
Ooh, brain fade trying to get out of the way, and it looks like he's going to bring it down.
Magoo loose, almost into Mac Daddy. Mac Daddy now going to pit. Oh, Mac Daddy almost spins it on the pit road. He's got to stop the truck. That's going to hurt him.
Will hurt that. Yeah, he's going to lose a bit of time there. Brain fade also in.
Monty Keller in.
Terry Scott pitted the lap prior. So I think they're going to have to pit again, almost no doubt.
That gives KJ the lead.
KJ still staying out as it stands. Matt, hopefully that continues in the right direction for you. And hopefully
Oh, Magoo barely gets in the pit road, missing the pit wall.
That would have been ugly.
I saw Tyler. Tyler did that one year in Cup. He almost, actually, he kind of clipped the pit wall with the rear end, and he got super lucky he didn't kill his car. So only ones who have left to pit are the 029 and the 18. They're still clutching heavy. We're coming to 37 to go right here.
Tyler's coming.
Oh, Tyler, I don't know. It's going to be close.
Yeah, it's going to be pushing it. KJ, though, he's still out there.
I'm surprised KJ actually maybe saved a little more.
Well, that's why he's going down to 120 in the 1 and 2.
He's going to try to stretch it here, and then he won't have to stretch it
I think he's out
later. No, he's still running. He's about to run out though.
Yeah, he did not accelerate at all there. I think he may have run that thing totally dry.
Yeah, I think he decided I'm going to run it dry now, and then I don't have to run it dry later. Like Tyler might have to do what he just did at the end of the race. But Nelly did, in fact, jump Mac Daddy.
If KJ makes it to a stall. Oh, no.
Oh, well, he ran it too far.
He ran it too far, and no power left in that thing, and he's going to grind it to a halt.
He might want to just stop because he's still crawling at 2 miles an hour, and that's just
I was going to say, just get the tow while you can.
Yeah, that thing's still crawling. He wants to hit. He's got to just hit the brake here. He's losing more time.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Just get the tow. and just get out there as quickly as you can at this point. And yep, there you go.
Yeah, they'll tow him right to pit road because he was on pit road, so he'll be good to go. But
should be
he's
a short
gonna
tow.
need a yellow. So Tyler comes out 8 seconds back of Nelly.
Still clutching hard.
4 seconds back of Mac Daddy. Well, he's got to. You have to. The commitment to this strategy was you are going to clutch for the next 75 laps to make this to the end. Now, if he does that, everyone else is going to have to pit, so he can clutch as heavy as he needs to once everyone else is on pit road.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you pit and you don't, if you don't save all that and you have to pit coming to the white, or you just run out completely on the white like KJ did there, and it was all for nothing.
Yeah,
so
I
he's
think he just went that one lap too many.
Half a second slower right now for Tyler Mallon, but this is going to be a winning move potentially for him.
This definitely has potential. Yeah, he's just got to just keep managing, and we'll see if it'll be enough. Didn't clutch at that time. Something just happened to Nelly. Where's the yellow out? The yellow's out.
The yellow's out.
KJ is is that the backstretch pit road? Yeah, that's a weird place to be stopped. Wonder if we got popped up again. Let's see.
Yeah, he looped it down there in 1 and 2. No, he was coming out of pit road.
I saw him coming out, and
he came out of pit road, and
fine.
he just looped it right at the end.
Literally, just as I got off of him is when he spun. And yeah, there he goes, and Game said, you know what, that is close enough to the racing line that is worthy of the yellow flag. And
yeah, it looked like he was going to end up merging too soon, because you have to follow that yellow line all the way around. He was going to end up merging too soon, so he tried to crank it hard left, and it's just cold tires are killer, and it just looped on him. And unfortunately for him, because of the tow, he is 2 laps down. He is going to need big time help to get back in this thing.
Yeah, I know that's going to help Nelly out with this championship big time. Nelly with the current race lead coming into the pits. Of course, all that fuel strategy that we were just talking about, yeah, that's out the window. We're going to
everyone's going to make it here now. This is going to be about the raw pace now on the run.
Yep, sub 30 laps to go here. Tyler's coming forward, not going to be able to get ahead of him.
Yeah, he almost got ahead of Mac Daddy.
The 28 will be right behind the 103, but that 18, oh boy, well, he's been playing it safe the entire race. I don't know, what do you think we may see from him this time, now that it's going to be gloves off, 30 laps to go? You're still going to have to save some tires. I don't know, this is going to be interesting with the balance now that these guys are going to have to try to manage pushing versus keeping the tires under them.
Well, I think Tyler, might have been maybe saving a little too much earlier in the race. I was losing him touch with the lead draft. I think I would at least try to stay in touch with the leaders and still save my tires in the process. Because, we saw Nelly, Nelly was behind Mac Daddy for most of the run, and Nelly just ended up getting tight. So, Tyler would give up about 3 or 4 seconds to the leader every run I've watched, and then we would get a caution before the run ended. And then now the one time we've gone green, he was clutching, so you couldn't really tell what he really had or didn't have. Yeah, so it'll be interesting. It's a borderline full run, and we'll just have to see if we get a full run or not.
Yeah, we'll definitely be under 30 laps to go here on this restart. Probably looking like it'll be 29. And yeah, with with the fall off that we saw, that is going to pretty much determine, all right, what do you got to do to keep these things under you? Zach, of course, yeah, you were kind of describing it there because I know you've done it plenty of time and it has gotten you many a victory. So I am inclined to quite religiously take your word on that.
Yeah, so I'm getting some insight here from Tyler Mallon under caution. He said he started off on the wrong setup, been trying to find the balance all race. So whatever he
Oh,
made in practice did not get saved to the race section in the garage, and he started off on the wrong setup, maybe an older setup. And he said he was going to be good on fuel if it had stayed green.
wow. There you go. So KJ would have been able to make it, but pushed it just a little bit too far. And yeah, as you said, he's going to need some big help now. Boy, yeah, this will be, I don't know. Yeah, it's like you said, I don't think we've quite seen the full potential of that 18. He's still pretty quick, at least from the bits that we have seen, especially like toward the end of that run when Nelly started to pit and some of them guys. He was working his way forward. So now, has he got the thing about where he wants it? And is he going to have enough to contend with these top two? Of course, Mac Daddy's been the absolute dominator of this race, but now he's going to be behind Nelly, who's going to be no slouch.
It'll be 29 laps to go here. But we won't really see the effect of tire saving until about like the last 10 laps of this run. So you definitely can't let too big of a hole be created. It's not like Cup where, you know, if you go too hard in the first 5 laps, you know, you're torched for the entire rest of the run. You know, it's a little more expanded here in trucks.
The balancing act of pushing and conserving on a run that's just short of what a normal fuel window would be, and yep, you just gotta find that right balance. I think we're gonna see some different stuff out of a lot of different guys here. It's Nelly, Mac Daddy, Tyler Mallon, Brain Fade, Terry Scott up here in the top 5. Still got 9 trucks running. Of course, Silver Bullet, the only truck out. Got a couple of guys a lap down or two. Magoo, Pantelica, and KJ. They're going to be hoping for some more cautions, but here we go. Back at it with 29 laps to go, and this will be the run to settle it. And Nelly pushing up there a little bit. Oh boy. And yeah, he had to catch that, and just like that, Mac Daddy has got it once again.
Tyler Mallon being patient here could have maybe made a move on Nelly and maybe gotten him to yield down into 3, but decided to lift, stay in line for the time being.
And if we know his ability with that throttle adjustment, as you said, might be that might be what he's thinking here. As a little run here for Nelly. Don't think he's quite gonna be able to do anything with it, but it's still gonna just be enough to put some pressure maybe on that number 28 as 28 really sails it into the corner there.
Oh, and as a reminder, since that was KJ's second caution, he has to do the drive through.
Thank you, Matt. Yeah, totally forgot about that.
I was not even looking at Matt's comment, so I remembered on my own accord, for the record.
And credit to you, because
give
I
me
totally
some more
did
credit,
not.
Andrew. Jeez. Just kidding. I'm not mad. Anyway,
Go read Death Craver. How's that?
Yeah. Yeah, so KJ is still only 2 down. Or no, wait. No, he's 3 down.
I think he'll be 3 now, yeah.
Yeah.
Once it updates.
Over. I mean, that's pretty much over once you get the 3 down this late. Unless you get
Yeah.
really, really lucky.
You got other guys that are also a lap down. So they'll be getting the free pass ahead of him anyway, and then they don't even do the free pass after 10 to go, so
Yeah, that's what makes it tough. You know, if
he's
they
gotta
still
hope
did
for
it
DNF.
if they still did it after 10 to go, you could get a little more lucky, but you really only have so many laps here. So, yeah, I mean, it's pretty much toast.
Yeah, just gotta hope to gain points if anybody else DNFs. That's
Well, Nelly
all
hasn't
he's gonna be
self-spun
hoping for.
yet, so...
Oh, you just put the voodoo right onto him.
Yeah, I had to put it right on the polar bear's back.
He's trying to stay on the back of that 28 and make that 28 think about this a little bit. But yeah, is he burning up his stuff too much trying to do this? I don't know. It's too early in the run to say, as you said. I think once we get into that probably 10 to go realm is when we'll see the final cards being dealt as far as what everyone's speeds are going to be looking like. Tyler is dropping back here just a little bit, but I am, as you have mentioned, and I am absolutely certain of it, that this is by design to save those tires and then push the heck out of them once they get to that 10 to go window. Right now, though, it is 23 laps remaining.
Yeah, Nelly and Mac Daddy, they're probably getting about as much as they can get out of it. Tyler's just trying to stay close enough to get the full toe of the draft. That's letting Brain Fade kind of look to his left a little bit.
Whoa, money spinning it into the wall, but not around. He will keep it straight and we will keep it going.
That's a tough break, and that's going to blow up Magoo.
Ooh, side by side here. Oh, lap cars.
Not for position, though.
No. And thank you, Matt, on the word there as far as the lag goes. So good to know the bit rate at least being slightly higher. It can be handled. My game just did not like the extra frame rate, which is a bummer because then that means that every stream's going to be at 30 frames. Ooey.
Yeah, after you changed the frame rate, there was a moment earlier on where the stream ended on me again, and I had to refresh and it came back.
Okay.
So the bit rate might be a little questionable, but it's been fine since the second time it did it. So.
Okay. Well, I guess we found the limit probably. I don't think I'll be pushing it any higher. I think I'm going to probably leave it where it is.
Yeah, I mean, if it becomes a bigger problem, just turn it back down to 2,000.
Oh, yeah. Man, that's 2,000 even with it being hardwired.
Well, pay for some better upload speed and you can raise the bit rate. Nelly in the wall.
Oh, yeah, that was a slapper there. We had 18 laps remaining here. Rather, 19.
Yeah,
Alan still being hounded by Brain Fade.
Ricky J might not be wrong. KJ might try and go up here and get his lap back the old-fashioned way.
Even if it's just one of them. I'm pretty sure, yeah, he's got the fastest lap of the race by quite the margin. At a 30.0.
I don't think he's saving anything right now. He's just moving.
I mean, you might as well at this rate. Got nothing to gain, nothing to lose. Yeah, just have at it. Lap 112 of 129, and these top two are still pretty much in deadlock right now, but I think Tyler, I don't know if it's just me, but it looks like he may be starting to sniff just a smidge closer, as is Brain Fade. His brain's sticking right with that 18.
That time by.
Like everybody's almost the same.
Nelly and Mac Daddy a little faster. Previous time, though, yeah, Tyler was closing a little.
Either saving or not, whatever your strategy call is. Nelly may be starting to slip just a little. We'll see what the lap times are this time by. 825, 865. Ooh, 699 there for Tyler.
Yeah, you could definitely tell off of turn 2 as Brain Fade looked slow this time. The previous lap off of turn 2, it definitely looked like Tyler and Brain gained a good bit through 1 and 2.
AJ also just slapped the wall there pretty hard.
Yeah, he's pushing that right front as hard as it'll go right now.
Lap 115 now. We're getting down to the wire. We're at 15 laps to go. And Nelly and Mac Daddy, did they push those tires too hard? Or will they be able to maintain this gap? Tyler and Brainfade still sniffing the draft and, yeah, well and truly getting the draft off of them now. But as these tires wear out, I think that draft is going to play a little less and less of a factor.
You know, Tyler Mallon has made, this is his 4th start in the trucks this year. He has not won a race yet this season. And a little bit of a spoiler for the Cup stat sheet. Tyler's a perfect 4 for 4 at Darlington in Cup. He has won all 4 Cup races he has run at Darlington. And to my knowledge, I'm not positive if he has ever run a truck or Xfinity race at this track here at Bomb Squad. This might be the first one.
Which,
So
for being in the wrong setup, he's doing pretty dang good.
Looking to maybe remain perfect. I mean, he has made a ton of changes to this thing to get the balance to where he needs it to be.
Oh, yeah. And he knows what he's doing on that front. And it's showing. He is closing in and gets a really good entry there. See if he's going to be able to have anything for Nelly. But if he's going to make that move, he's going to have to make it fairly urgently.
Nelly
Here he
got
goes.
on the wall. Nelly got on the wall off of 4, and that's all Tyler needed to get to his inside.
And clear. Now he's got to run down that 28. Looking for his first win, as you said, in his few truck starts. And then tomorrow, looking to make it a 5 for 5 at Darlington Raceway in Cup Physics. But we're coming to 11 laps to go.
You know, one of my favorite battles to watch a few years ago, anytime I turn on a Bomb Squad stream on JTN, would be the 193 of Ricky J and the 029 of Kilojoules. But now, that battle is a fond memory. You see it from time to time. But the 18 of Tyler Mallon against the 28 of Mac Daddy, those are the battles I live to see nowadays.
And I think that this is going to be a battle that these guys are going to be taking it down to every inch that they've got with 10 laps to go. Mac Daddy's still with a few car lengths, but Tyler's inching closer. A 10th here, a couple hundredths there, 2/10 a couple laps ago. Maybe they just jinx it that Tyler won't get it. Well, we haven't jinxed Nelly yet because he hasn't spun yet.
I already said Nelly was going to spin, and he ain't done it.
They said he hasn't spun yet, and lo and behold, he hasn't. Yeah, the race ain't over. I guess he's still good.
There's 9 laps to go. 9 more laps for Nelly to spin it. Love you, Nelly. No homo. Tell you who else who's up here looking for the win is Brain Fade, looking for what would be win number 2 on the season.
And he just had a blister of a lap there, managed to run a sub 31. That was way quicker than either of these guys.
Oh, he didn't get a good exit off of turn 4 that time, though.
That kills a lot there.
That kills a lot of your momentum here in trucks because you're borderline flat out through 1 and 2. I mean, they're not flat out really anymore now, but the beginning of the run, a bad exit at turn 4 ruins about the whole next lap. Tyler's there.
He is absolutely there. We are coming to 7 to go. I think that's going to be a long time for McDaddy to try to hold him off, but you know, he gapped him slightly there, so. And at a track this narrow, anything is possible. A little higher there that time for the 18. A little more of a gap. But still, he's got he's got the tire advantage just based on what we've seen with how he was managing at the beginning of the run. But now are his tires starting to go? Did he start pushing too hard and now they're back to an even playing field?
Well, you know, the one thing with CTS is he creates a big draft wake and that lets you get close to somebody. But then once you're close enough in that wake, the dirty air really kicks in. And this is a track where that can really affect your race truck. You see brain fade has started to fade as now Tyler's also almost pushing Mac Daddy faster around this place.
5 laps to go. And seems like it's evened out for now, whether that's Tyler just trying to cool things back down or if he's used everything up. I know Tyler, either of those are certainly possibilities. He could just be like, well, looks like I've run out of tires. Oh, wait. I was just saving them again. And then all of a sudden he finds a bunch of speed again and clipped it there. Got a little loose. Didn't lose that much, though.
Yeah, a little faster that time by about
half a
four and
tenth.
a half hundredths. Yeah, about half a tenth.
We're at 4 to go. A quick little sweep through the rest of the field here. Monte Kell looks like he may have had an issue. Magoo was able to get by him. How about Magoo up into 6 now?
Mac Daddy a little up the track there in 3 and 4. Lets Tyler get a bit of clean air on the front nose.
Look at that back end kicking around there on that 18. 3 laps.
Another 400.
Oh, look at that.
Close there. He's trying to get as close as he can.
Trying to make Mac Daddy push it.
Oh, Mac Daddy hugged the bottom around the whole corner.
Yeah, that was a little iffy.
Tyler diamonded it. Ooh, don't run him over.
Yeah, no, that's the last thing you'd want to do. Here we go, 2 to go, and it's still on. It is well and truly on.
Oh, they're both in the wall.
Mac Daddy going defensive. Going down a little bit lower.
Mac Daddy knows he's there. He knows if he makes one little mistake, Tyler's going to get to his inside.
And, yeah, side by side at this track, as we mentioned already, not exactly the most sustainable thing. We are coming to the white flag here this time. It's been a long race, but very, very good and a pretty clean one, all things considered. But here we go. This is it. One mistake-free lap for Mac Daddy. He's looking good, but Tyler is giving him everything that he's got.
Yeah, Tyler's going to really have to try and find a way to get a run here off of turn 2, and it's just so tough to do here in the trucks compared to the Cup. Mac Daddy's just got to get through 3 and 4 without a mistake.
I was going to try to send it in here a little bit. Gets a little closer there, but yep, going to lose it there in the middle. And Mac Daddy, maybe, a run there for Tyler, but not going to be enough. Mac Daddy gets it done in the 28. Redemption after yesterday's hobo race. And just fended off Tyler Mallon in brilliant fashion. Not a single mistake really out of that 28, or any that there were hardly noticeable. They were very, very clean there, that entire final run. And nicely done.
Yeah, one more lap, Tyler might have had something for him. He got a really good run off of turn 4 that time, but Mac Daddy might also have been just trying to get as far ahead as he could have on entry.
Yeah. Yep, just wanted to keep it clean there, and Tyler was going to have to really pull something, so.
Third win of the season for Mac Daddy.
The guy also known as Keith. Nice burn out there. Got the line lock engaged. There you go. You think he's done this a few times?
He's done it a lot. Also, can you tell that my play-by-play instincts are back? Because I'm just trying to talk more than you again.
Nah, you're fine, man. I think we still got a good dynamic. That's why I love having you up here. That's why I'm grateful to have you and everything that you do. And I will always sing your praises. And honestly, yeah, I'm really hoping that things continue to take off for you over on your channel. So that is the win for Mac Daddy. We'll definitely get a word with him and Tyler in just a bit. 1/10 at the stripe.
What
Not every
about
day you see that,
Brain?
Darlington. And I'm getting there.
Oh man, you mentioned top 2. You don't even mention 3rd place. What the hell, man?
We getting there. Brain Fate did finish 3rd, which is a fantastic result. We'll be talking to him as well. And yeah, also very, very nicely run final stint there. Was able to stick with Tyler throughout most of it. That was awesome. And I'm sure Brain's going to be feeling pretty good about that one. Nelly will emerge 4th. Maybe not quite as good as he was hoping for, but that will be considerable points gained heading forward for these final 8 races. Terry Scott will emerge with the top 5 ahead of Magoo and Monty Keller. Finishing laps down were Pantelica and KJ, and Silver Bullet, the only driver to not quite see the checkered flag after being involved in some incidents. But again, all in
Tell
all,
ya.
for Darlington race, that was pretty clean.
Yeah, that was good. So 4 caution flags, so you can't complain too much about that. I mean, that's great. They had the 1 green flag around the pit stops. Looking at our lap sled here tonight, just absolute domination by Mac Daddy. 105 laps led out of 129. Almost everybody else in the field got to lead at least 1 lap, with the exception of Silver Bullet, Pantelica, and Tyler Mallon. Which Tyler, the only lap he was looking to lead was the last one.
And came up just short. Still an awesome run for him, though. Let's see. They're all still just kind of lurking up there.
Oh, Mac
There
Daddy's
comes
ready to
Keith.
talk to you.
There he goes. And there's Brain Fade. Well, yep, there they are. We'll get Brain here
There we go.
first. Go down the
User
order.
was moved to your channel.
And that is Brain Fade there. 3rd place finish for the number 49. Brain, do you copy?
Yep, I got you, Andrew.
Right
Zach,
on,
how's
man.
it going up in the booth?
Yeah, going pretty good. That was a pretty clean race there, all things considered. Only 4 cautions for a 129 lap race. That's pretty good. But also very good for you, and great 3rd place finish there. I was watching you. You were sticking right there with Tyler, and you had some serious speed there. You were actually almost closing in there toward the end. But all in all, though, still a
Yeah,
3rd place
it
finish.
faded at the end, but it was doing all right. And I didn't like my setup at all. So actually, I ran the whole race with stability on. So
Oh,
Wow.
so I would have spun it if I didn't. So I figured.
some bad fast speed there, especially for having stability on. And 4th fastest lap of the night. So very, very impressive. And again, like I was saying there, if I had to take a guess, you were probably trying to stick with Tyler there and just see if you both could save your tires enough that you'd be able to run down those top 2. And you just about did. And even though, yeah, like you said, you kind of faded back in the super long run there toward the end. All in all, though, it's definitely seemed like you and Tyler were the quickest.
Yeah, I figured I would use his pacing. So following him lets him set the pace, and says if it works for him, it might work for me.
Zach, what you got?
I've got tired syndrome.
Me too.
Honestly, I feel that. But no, Brain, that's a heck of a run there for you, and
Thank you.
3rd place finish. I know obviously Cup Physics is a whole different animal, but surely that at least maybe gives you a little bit of a boost heading for tomorrow.
I'll have to wait until I get in that car because I don't remember what I have for a setup. It might be good, it might be bad.
It's perfectly fair. I feel you. But still, though, man, at least hey, you got tonight that you can fall back on and be proud of, and wonderful stuff with that 3rd place finish. But as usual, we get you in the booth. You know what to do.
Well, got to thank the Royals for all that they do. I wish Brian was out here racing more often, but he's got to take care of his family first. So we understand why he's absent. Thank you to Magoo for organizing this thing week in, week out. Thanks to all the racers that show up, and thanks for you guys for broadcasting. I'm sure It wasn't a wreck fest. We had some nice long green runs, which was really good because everybody got to find out what their setups did at the end, which turned out to be important. So yeah, it was a good race.
Absolutely agreed. Yeah, nicely done, man. And yeah, go celebrate and best of luck for tomorrow. We'll be keeping an eye on you.
All right, thank you. Take care.
Right on, man. Rain Fade, number 49, finishing in third place.
User was moved out of your
And
channel.
we'll get down to Tyler here next.
User was moved to your channel.
And there he is. Tyler, copy.
I copy.
What's up,
Right
Goofy?
Well, even if it is just short, still though, you and Mac Daddy got it down to just a tenth of a second, which is not something you see too often at a Darlington race. But yep, even though I got the word, you were good on fuel there until that caution came out. You had the tires saved, and yeah, it was just going to be a matter of trying to make that move. I don't know, anything you feel you could have done differently, or is that pretty much everything you had?
I was under those circumstances. I'm totally happy with the way it finished. I started the race off with the wrong setup, and it was a good baseline, but I just could never get the balance to where I needed it to be. That's why I kept seeing me drop back so far, just trying to make sure that I could actually race later. And we got it to pretty close to where I wanted it to be, but just a little too tight there. I wish that last caution didn't come out. I think I was the only one who could make it on fuel other than KJ, but he ran out and had to tow. So, but it is what it is. It was a fantastic race. Keith did an amazing job holding me off there. He looked like he was starting to get loose. I was hoping he'd slip into a mistake, but he ran those last 30-something laps pretty much perfectly. So hard to beat someone who can do that.
Especially at a track like Darlington with such a narrow groove, and really,
absolutely.
Even side by side gets a little sketchy. So
with the way that car was, I'm sure if I got if it got to his inside, I probably would have washed up and knocked him into the wall anyway, and I don't want to do that. So it was really bad at the end there, but it was a lot of fun.
Zach, anything you got for Tyler?
When did you realize you had the wrong setup?
Pretty much like lap 2, because I just tried to go in the corner at the speed I wanted to, and it just went straight. So I was like, well, crap. So
well, you made the best of it.
How do you want?
Yeah, I wish I didn't make those changes that I made under the last caution, because it was too loose before the last caution. And then I tightened it up a bunch because I was like, oh, I want to be able to make it to the end here. And tightened it up too much. I think that was my my big mistake there. But yeah, it was still a good race. Still managed to eke a P2 out of it, so I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, very nicely done. Yeah, I've never would have even said that there was any issues there. You kept it pretty clean there, despite the wrong setup being in. I know, I can only imagine how much that's got to be like, oh, something's not right here. So
it was certainly a surprise. I think I almost wrecked someone as soon as when I realized it, I almost killed the field, or whoever was behind me at least, because I think I started like last. So.
But very, very nicely done, especially, yeah, considering the on-the-fly adjustments you had to do, and it almost paid off for you. So a lot to be proud of there. But of course, tomorrow is going to be the big one, going for 5 for 5 in the Cup races. We'll be keeping an eye on you for that one. How you feeling for that one?
Well, I actually have the right setup for Cup, so feeling a little bit better. Hopefully, I'll be able to get it done. Just got to see how it shakes out. I'm looking forward to it, though. This is one of my favorite tracks to come to, and I always feel like I'm able to do pretty well here. So
we were saying you're pretty old school for being the youngest guy here. So I know these game tracks, you love them. The original templates, you love them, and hey, it definitely shows that with performances like that. So we'll be probably watching for the same thing tomorrow. In the meantime, though, you know what to do.
Well, thank you guys for broadcasting tonight. Thank you for Magoo, Brian, Kathy Boyles, Mac Daddy for racing clean at the end there. He ran a flawless last 30 laps. I don't even know if I could have gotten by him if the car was handling right. He just didn't make any mistakes. It was fun fuel saving with KJ there for a while, so that was that was pretty interesting to see how that shaped out. But yeah, everyone at Bomb Squad for putting on a fantastic race as always. Interstate being on the car, and Toyota for building. Well, it's a truck, I guess. It's not a car, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get what you mean, man. Yeah, great run, and we'll be watching that 18 tomorrow night, no doubt about it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we go, man. We'll get back up here. That is the second place
User was moved out of your
for
channel.
Tyler. Looking for one better tomorrow, but can't really get much better than this.
User was moved to your
For
channel.
Mac Daddy. Do you copy?
I got you.
I think that's some redemption after last night, but yeah, 100 and what was it? 109, you said, Zach?
105.
105 laps. 105 laps led of the 129. Pretty much had the truck to beat. Tyler gave you a run for your money there at the very end, but flawlessly driven there at the end. Very, very nicely done. I'm sure that caution kind of helped you out because he was saying he was good on fuel. I'm guessing you would have had to have pit again, but all in all, though, very nicely done. That truck seemed pretty well hooked up.
Yeah, truck was pretty good all night. I just tried to run a decent pace. Tyler, he kept me honest there at the end, for sure. I was just trying not to get loose on exit, because that's the big thing here, get loose on exit. And I hate it for KJ. He threw this race up tonight. He wanted to come here and kick everybody's butts, but he had issues. Still, who gets pop-ups on their computers nowadays? What kind of sites are you on, KJ?
I do
Yeah,
have
tell
some
me, man.
suspicions of that one.
Like, doesn't he have an ad blocker or something? Like ad blockers, man. I use an ad blocker. Come on now.
Of course. I mean, what is he using? What is he doing over there?
I think I know where he's going, but no, I
Whoa,
guess
he's got a wife for that.
Oh man.
You hadn't been married.
Come on, man, Drew.
But no, I guess the only other question then that I just have is, had it gone green, with everyone debating about saving fuel there and everything, were you? I'm guessing you would have had to have stopped again.
Yeah, I was like a lap and a half short, and
That's it. Wow.
Once I came out of the pits, oh, good Lord, did you see me when I tried to pit? When I was going into pits, Magoo got loose. Scared me to death. How about wrecked?
I saw you just about stop on pit entry.
Oh, God. I was just sliding. I was like, oh, my God, this thing's going to spin around. But after I came out, I was like 3 or 4 seconds behind Nelly. I said, well, I believe I can save this extra lap or so. So I started clutching, and it didn't matter. We got another yellow, but it was a pretty good race.
Yeah, it was it all worked out in the end, and you got yourself the W. Zach, you got anything for him?
Nah, not tonight. Just hoping we see you tomorrow.
But we might make it around tomorrow. We'll see what's going on around the house here tomorrow night. But I enjoyed getting back in victory lane especially after the fiasco from last night. So.
Yeah, it was. I was thinking about that. Like, yeah, this will feel good after crashing out last night. So we're definitely hoping that we're gonna get to see you tomorrow. But obviously, if not, hey, feel free to check it out. Be the last stream I believe that we're doing of the month of March, unless, or no, yeah, it is April 1st. It's Tuesday, so. So yeah, that will be the last one on the channel for the month of March, and then we'll get into April. With Hobo and of course a few more Bomb Squad races and of course CCR as well. But Mac Daddy, a great win for you, my man. And hey, you've got the floor for your closing thought shoutouts. You may have at it, my friend.
I just want to thank KJ again for throwing up the broadcast, and Brian Catchvoles, Magoo, all the men's over here, all the great guys. Enjoy racing over here. It's fun. Good competition. Really good competition. Give a shout out to my girlfriend Pam. Hope she's feeling better, which she has been feeling better, thank God. Anyway, that's about all I got, boys. Y'all have a good night.
Hey, same to you, my man. You go and enjoy it and go get some rest as well. I know we are gonna.
Appreciate it.
You know, Keith McLean, Mac Daddy,
User was moved
race
out of your
winner,
channel.
and pretty much dominating fashion. We'll see if the same domination will emerge tomorrow night from whether it's Tyler or somebody else. Zach, I think I'm with you. I'm pretty wiped out. It's been a long day, but I'll get your closing thoughts real quick before we conclude.
Yeah, man, it's just, it's a long race. Ton of fun. Great race by the boys here at Bomb Squad. 4 cautions. Got a lot to be proud of. And, could have a similar race tomorrow. Could be a little crazier. Could be, even less chaotic. Time will tell.
Only time will tell. Cup physics, as we've said, of course, a whole different beast. Open setup. We'll see how that'll treat these guys. And then, like I said, Tuesday night we'll be back again for Hobo. And looking forward to continuing to bring you guys as much coverage as I can. Like I said, go subscribe to Bulldog Speed with Zach starting up the Who's That Driver podcast and doing a couple of streams of his own. Again, did a great job calling his first one on his own. So we'll be, in the words of Palpatine, we will watch your career with great interest. Good old Zach. But on that note, though, thank you to those that tuned in and do it. Yep, to those that tuned in tonight, if you want to watch tomorrow night, yes, do it.
Do it.
Do it. I'm so freaking exhausted. We will see everybody tomorrow night. And again, congrats to Mac Daddy. And thank you also to everyone for putting up with me at the very beginning of the stream when the settings were not cooperating with me. But we've got that all settled. Until tomorrow, have a good evening. Take care. And bye for now.